This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. Live market chat, 2:45 Eastern Standard Time. I keep wanting to say November, but it's not. It's December 6th, 2023. Hopefully you're having an amazing day. We got to talk about some things in the market because, again, I feel like the market is literally on the precipice of diving off the cliff, backflip, double. What's that movie with Rodney Dangerfield where they do the special jump at when he was in college when he's on the diving team, the triple Lindy or whatever that is? It feels like it, but it's like when? And this is what's killing folks, and they're absolutely creating the massive amount of frustration, which I feel, again, and not define your risk, no guarantees, but it feels and seems like that's coming. We not all agree? No, some people might not agree, but that's fine. But when the evidence, you break through it and you go, this is a super tanker turning. Yeah, back to school, right? Super tanker's turning. It's one sector at a time. It's like a shave off. You're shaving off a layer of what was now strong is now weak, and what's now weak is now getting weaker, and what strong is getting harder and harder to go higher. That's probably not the best way to describe it, but you guys get my point. And gals. Thanks to all. Shout out to all the ladies. All the single ladies. No, I'm just kidding. I had an energy drink, feeling pretty good about all of my positions. We'll see what happens. But if you have any questions, again, please interrupt. But at this point, I think it's fairly obvious. It's just a matter of when, not if, there's going to be a decent pullback. Thanks, Scott. Man, if you still got your drip from the 930, 940 level, looking good, playa. And this is, again, oil. We'll talk about that, Scott, because that's obviously showing some global slowdown. Oil is a global growth proxy. So, again, if you're new to the channel, please check out the Discord room. Link in the description below. Updating the website. Get involved. Use the Coulling link. I was saying this in the Discord room. People are struggling. This isn't easy. Use the Coulling link. Hit me up if you want to talk. Do you think... I love talking to people. I love doing live chats. If you have problems, not even problems, concerns, thoughts, concerns about how to trade, things are tough, but just hit me up. We can talk about it. Hey, Scott, take care, buddy. So just don't, again, people don't realize, like, I go to a professional coach weekly to work on myself and talk to myself and talk myself into maximizing out my potential and trying to do better. If you're by yourself and you're in the Discord room posting a few times and you think like all of a sudden magically by osmosis you're just going to boo, I'm going to figure it out. No. Again, I don't charge anything for a quick conversation. I mean, I don't charge anything for anything, actually. I ask for donations, that's it. But point being is you don't have to do anything. If you really want my help, ask. Again, incentivized. Everyone responds to incentives. If you're incentivized to ask for help by this link, then you should do it. If you don't want to do it, that's your choice. No big deal. So, I don't know where I was going with that, but back to the videotape. No, let's go to the Fed Watch tool. Because remember how we talked about weeks ago, the May time frame was time for the first cut. Right? Current target is 5.25. Now look at January. Oops. Starting to creep up there. Now look at March. Oh, over 50%. Things are slowing. Again, housing, jobs, you name it. I mean, check out, again, I'm not a big fan of zero hedge, but I will take the charts that come from the data. It's posted by the government. Look at the jolts, revised down. We've talked about jobs. Ooh, brutal. Okay, my connection just failed. Or is that Microsoft being like, screw Twitter? Nope. Okay, we're good. Let me just go to my post because I'll show you what I thought was important. Look at this, y'all. Yearly change in median sales price of house sold. And I showed you guys when I went through my MLS how Colorado, Denver, Heights crashing. Coincidence? We'll see. Biggest buybacks? Okay, buying at the high. Again, if you're the market makers, you're Mark Cuban, you're Michael Jordan, you're Zuckerberg, you're the owners of NVIDIA, you're literally every CEO out there dumping shares. You got to be loving those buybacks, baby, at the highs. Oof, how fun is that? Golden parachute, jumping out the plane like, see y'all, piss off, I'm done. The evolution of trash. Yeah, Pending home sales dropped to a record low, even worse than during the financial. Everything is awesome. Okay, we'll see what happens here. Again, it's where it's hard. It's like the market is not rational. If this was a rational human being, everybody would be loaded. We'd all be rich, right? So keep in mind, things are getting worse. Holler, Bitcoin at the highs. Got to give it credit, holding up. I know there's a fixed amount. You've got a lot of ETFs releasing. We know BlackRock and all these guys are buying it. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens here. Again, is it going to be immune? That would be absolutely impressive. Absolute problem. Or not impressive. Sorry, I'm like trying to read and talk. Dip, 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 dip. One thing at a time. Oil. No. We got to refresh this. This ain't $73 a barrel, player. This is look out below, mother. Okay, we've said this for what seems like months. Oil is a proxy for global growth. We are coming back down. Now, again, will we go negative futures? That would be bonkers. But in my opinion, again, OPEC's trying their best to cut. And I'm now hearing that OPEC, and again, maybe this is wrong, it's right. OPEC members are cutting, taking their gasoline, oil production and trying to spend it on mining crypto. So now they can just burn and create energy for Bitcoin mining or crypto mining. Again, I'm not totally full of that understanding, but how funny is that? Like Russia's sitting here like, all right, we'll produce as much oil as we can, but we're not going to sell it. We're going to use it to generate power for crypto. How funny is that? I guess not funny. Nat gas. Let's get into gold. Because this is where the rubber meets the road. We talked about nothing safe. Well, look at that. Gap down, bounce back. Again, you knew there would be a bounce back. The first drop always does. Is silver even bouncing back? No. Red flag. GDX, is it really even bouncing back? It's inside day. Okay, well, we'll see with miners. There's the miners. We talked about oil, right? Yikes. XOP, if you got drip in the 930, 940s, looking good. Oops. Said ExxonMobil. Better hold the 100 level. Better. Uh-oh. Now, again, if it holds here for another day, we'll see. Or it closed. Said MPC. Watch the 150s. Valero. First Solar. So again, interesting. That's oil, gas. Some of your favorite commodity that shows the global growth is slacking. Curious, isn't it? Very curious. So what did Dan do today? Shorted Caterpillar on the pop. I'm like, global growth is screwed. Fills the gap. Sometimes you nail it, sometimes you're early, sometimes you're late. That one feels rather good. Apple. Pop this morning like, are you kidding? Oh, never mind. Again, is this a multi-day trap? Yeah, good for the SPR refill, right, at some point. I mean, there's a put under gasoline and oil, but demand will dry up. Okay, Apple. Was watching NVIDIA today. I was like, come on, get to 4. I was like, give me the 20-day, and I'll short it. Didn't even give me that. Open high. Bow. Right? SMH. Pop. Flop. 8-day, 10-day, whatever. Oh, Amazon. It's so strong. Again. Microsoft. Been on fire. Again, we're just talking about, okay, the tech is leading, and now it's not feeling so strong. Netflix. I mean, this thing is just under the 20-day. And, couldn't even fill the gap. I mean, again, levels you set. We talked about intellectual property. Absolute joke that it rose, but guess what? Meh. Talked about the Micron setup. Meh. Look at that gap up. Give it all back. Right? Give it to me. XLF. Absolute joke. Joke. Ooh, now we have multi-day range. Now you have a double top potentially. It's like a little, what is it? Is it oh man, why is this also my brain? It's Hannibal Lecter. He's like, with 5 beans. That's a tasty looking setup. JP Morgan, finally. What the? Gotta be kidding me. But now it's an outside day engulfing bar. But I keep having, it's so bullish. XBI, this is where it's, again, we'll flip through some things that are a little concerning or like don't make sense. But here's a good, interesting area. And I was just kind of watching that. Here's another one. Like, are you kidding? Are you high as a kite? Housing data is bad. Gapping up? No, novice gap. Is that wick gonna grow? I don't know. Not easy sometimes, y'all. Not easy. Pull up your favorite. Pull up your favorite name. Like Costco, this one's pissing me off. But you know what? I got time. Retesting the real highs. Okay. It's interesting because, again, you go look at the action and you're like, we'll see if that holds up because Micron of the day. We'll see. Because, again, some of these like higher price names get extremely volatile. Like, we've seen First Solar just play games. But when it goes, it goes. When you knows, you knows. SPY, again, let's look at the indexes. You telling me that looked bullish? Is this a retest? That looks like a big red bar. But again, could it chop more? It's always possible. QQQ. Here you go, another one. But lower highs. IWM, blowing out again. Here we go, looking so good. Did I say good? Oops. Not so good. Dollar, make you holler. We said, gotta hold the 29s. So far, so good over the 20-day. TLT, give it credit where it says wrong on this. I honestly thought we'd be, I guess maybe the short squeeze in bonds is coming, but it's showing you someone knows something's wrong. All of a sudden, people are ripping bonds. We're talking about bond volatility. Okay, interesting. Again, if you think you're going to nail every part of the market, you're just, that's like saying, I'm going to go play the lottery, and not the lottery, but you're going to go play blackjack and you're going to win every hand. Like, it's just not like that. Nucor, oops. Right? Any other thoughts? Quite again, because I could go into this, like, something feels off. Like, CCJ, like, this one's been awesome. Okay. Are they going to start throwing the baby out with the bathwater? Right? Throw out your favorite name. Let me see if there's any other names out there that have just been, I'm thinking of off the top of my head that have been pretty good. Remember, the trash floats last. We've talked about that. We said Walmart, something doesn't seem right. This thing's hold on, living on a prayer. Living on a prayer, take my hand, I'll take it, I swear. KRE, look at this, right? Is that bullish? Dragonfly. Is that going to turn into Thor's hammer at the highs? Again, the volume higher would be a little easier, but okay. We'll see. Again, maybe, what time is it? No, I don't know if I'll be able to stick to the close. Unless people are talking. If you got comments, questions, concerns, I'll try to jump in and answer them. But if not, XOP, look at this. See you later, motherfucker. Did I say, God, I can't say that stuff. See you later. It's like, yo home, smell you later. Looked at my car. Or it was like, it's the Prince of Bel-Air. Da, 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 da. Smell you later. Smells like burning. Tesla all over the place. Again, this one's interesting because it has a huge short interest. But it just seems to be getting stuck at the 100-day. Bank of America. Look at this one. Is this not a juicy motherfucker? God, I got to stop saying that. Look at this. Squeeze. Everybody's gone. Then it drops. This is what trading, like, again, sometimes you retest. Sometimes you trap. Sometimes you multi-day range. You have to start thinking through probabilities. I want the one-touch top. Market don't care. Debo don't care. Debo knock you out. You know what I'm reading? Like bye, Felicia. Like Debo, like again, the market makers are a pain in the ass. Absolute pain. They're not always friendly. But what do you do? Someone's got AMD. Yeah, let's look at AM Dizzle. Uh-oh. 3-day range. Watch 116.49. If not, smell you later. GameStop earnings. The bellwether of the economy. Love it. Let's see what that's at. Oh, my God. Look at that short squeeze. It's going to 30. Get on board. Get on board. Huh. Shorted. Covered. Chop now? Man, imagine if you shorted that at 26, got down to 12. You're not complaining. You're not complaining. Yeah. JP Mo, you break, you little bastard. Like, look at this candle, y'all. This is called an outside reversal. You make a new high and you close below the previous day's highs. If we engulf the last 4 days or 3 days and we end up at like the 8-day, that's not bullish. Not bullish. It's tough. I wish it was always... Don't we always wish it was simple? And again, if it was, nobody would lose. I mean, this isn't a casino where they hand out money. This is where they try to rape, pillage, and take every penny from you. Every penny. Yeah, XLF low of the day, VALE, new core. I'm seeing a lot of red creeping in here. Seeing the red grow. Oh, I guess that's why, because the SPY's near low of the day. Layoffs are not done in silicon. No, of course not. Oh, great question. Do we have my chart? Give me 2 seconds. Hey, Max. Wish you were alive, buddy. Miss you. Oh, let's just go. 1973. A rally in the fall. Kaboom. Chop, chop. Kaboom. I don't know if it's going to play out the same, but man, Nixon, Biden, like again, I mean, Google, ignore this, but the similarities are scary. Oil shocks, scary. Inflation, higher interest rates. Now again, I don't know if it plays out perfectly, but somebody has, look at this, right? Right. Not JP Mo. Let's just start with, say, like the IWM. I guess this is where it's like a double head and shoulders top, but head and shoulders top, lower high. Q. Head and shoulders top, lower high. SPY. X question mark? Oh, Twitter. X is mean. Am I mislabeling again? I don't know. Ugly. I mean, I thought it was this. That was the like perfect, but now it's double topping. Again, as much as it would be interesting. What Josh, what do you mean X? If you don't, like I said, I don't mind interrupting. But do you get my point here? Feeling very 1973-ish. Oops. Let me just leave it here. People would figure a way to lose. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, Watergate might seem like nothing if they actually investigated some of these politicians. We not agree? You could name all of them. Just name one. Just name one. X. You want to talk about X? Is like your action like talking about like the stock? Oy vey. I don't like shorting. I don't like shorting buyout targets. Whew. Sorry, someone text me. Just can't name just one, LOL. Yeah, like the Republicans are not high and mighty, and neither the Democrats. And again, if you are a full-fledged card-carrying member of a one party, you are doing this country a disservice by not being honest with yourself and saying both sides are full of criminals. Why does nothing change? Because both sides are working together. It's easier. You want to pretend that they're not, then things would change. They're not. Oh, it's Trump's fault. Okay. His own party hates him. It's Putin. Okay. It's Russia. Whatever. The Ukraine. Whatever. No, it's Congress. It's our current president. It's the sitting administration. They don't care. Everyone involved doesn't care. Now, again, I will not put Mr. You-know-who, the orange man, in some sort of category of specialty. But he did ask for 100-year bonds refinance. He did ask to shut down the border. Again, we're giving $5,000 every person who crosses the border. We'll police every border in the world but our own. Like, I don't get that. We could get into so many of these things. But again, it's not about left or right. It's about what's common sense, in my opinion. I mean, they're all trading. I mean, again, maybe I'll have Nancy Pelosi on or Paul Pelosi on. Is he out of the hospital? Maybe I'll be a special guest. I mean, even the Republicans, like, was it dude with the eye patch? He's a master of the trading. Tommy Tuberville, old Auburn coach, won national championship, master trader. When do these guys get these trading degrees? I'm just amazed. It's like they know what's going to happen before it happens. Is that insider trading or is that just good luck? I'm going to chalk it up to good luck. Again, not to be political here, but it's just a total dishonest service to the country to believe that these guys are working to get, that they actually care. Caring would mean actually doing something about it. Not just making money. Like, these guys are money printers in Congress and Senate. Politicians. Money, money, money. Money. All right. That's my rant on that for the day. It just boggles my mind because I got people who are far left, far right, and I'm like, you got played. You got played by your emotions. Oh, abortion rights. Oh, this. Oh, it's like, no. Focus on one thing to distract you from the reality that they're not going to do shit. Vote for me because I promise I'll do something. Yeah, I'll do something. I'll get into Congress and get rich, motherfucker. I'll get into Congress so that I can sell myself to everybody so that I can never have to leave. How fun would that be? Right? Imagine you get this job and you're like, I'm just going to sell myself out, get paid, and then have a position for 20 years. How awesome does that sound? Right? That's what I want. No, you know what I mean, though. It's the uniparty. No, I agree. All right, back to trading. People get, oh, you're extreme right. Yeah, I'm extreme right like Elon. Just talking about things that I think are truth or honest. Again, that's just boggles my mind. Elon was a card-carrying Democrat for his whole life. And then as soon as he saw the bullshit, he called it out. Now he's a far right-wing extremist. What? Seeing a lot of low of the day creeping in, dollar high of the day. I mean, I have to gotta give bonds credit. Did not expect them to rally that much. Because again, I don't know who the hell's buying our debt. Other than it feels like, I think, again, we can remember this correctly. Like, bonds had a monster short interest. So squeezing makes sense. How high? I don't know. U.S. Steel, you want to short a buyout target? Josh. Short Nucor, short Steel Dynamics, short Freeport, short any other material name. A buyout target, careful. Got to be real careful with it. Here's the buyout. And again, maybe it goes back. Again, I could be wrong. It could obviously will pull back, but do I want to short a buyout target? Unless you have insider knowledge that this is not happening, you are playing with fire. Like, that to me is probably the worst trade out there. And not in a mean way, but like, you're trying to bet on whether the deal doesn't go through. Like Cliffs, they're talking about buying them out. Cliff, CLF, where's that little guy? Short Cliff. shorting U.S. Steel. And then the only reason why I say this is because I've tried to play the arbitrage game and I've gotten burned. Because what happens if they get a bid for a higher price? Wah, 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 wah. Just too many variables that make this difficult. Now, again, if it drops and I look like an idiot, fine. But again, you give me probabilities, you give me options here, and I have to choose between U.S. Steel and 99 other stocks. U.S. Steel goes to the back of my list because of such. Buyout targets hold at a premium. This isn't like a tech company where someone could like make more, like somehow like rip them off. Where it's like one of these video game companies, you know, it's like where it might not get, was this FCTC or who is it? Not FDA, but FTC approval. If U.S. Steel gets bought by another commodity company that's small, I don't think anyone's going to give two craps. This isn't Microsoft buying another big company. This isn't Apple trying to acquire someone. JP Morgan, you get down. XLF, you too, son of a bitch. Sorry. I just, man, I don't mean to come off as mean by any means. Just short anything else, literally. Buyout targets. Get burned by it once. See what it feels like. Short a buyout target and the market drops, and notice when it holds up and you go, why isn't it dropping? Oh, it's because it's a buyout target. No one's selling it. Oops. Now they're trying to arbitrage it because they know the price. Maybe the takeout price is 36, 37. People are trying to scalp that 50-cent arbitrage. Maybe. Or you don't know. You just don't know. Unless you think it's not going through. Bank of America. Doors hammer. Grow, baby, grow. Yeah, Meta is red. Meta, man, I really thought I was going to get a 350. Again, noticed a lot of frustration in the Discord room this morning with the market. Notice that as a little tell. Extremes. We always see it. Not calling anyone out. Trust me. I was frustrated this morning. I'm like, what? I was like, what the hell's going on here? Productivity, obviously a little better. Unit labor costs down, obviously, because unit labor costs are going down. I mean, you've seen where even second and third jobs, hiring is dropping off, like off a cliff. So now people can't even get a second and third job. Any thoughts, questions, concerns? You know I'm here for you, or trying to be. Don't get mad at the market. Just focus. Focus. All right, coin. Let's look that up because someone just posted about shorting coin. Where is it? Unless Bitcoin dumps, I don't know. A bunch of insiders dropped, sold it. You've got a 3-day range with a novice gap. Again, is this the best trade out there? I don't want to sound critical, but no, restore my connection. There's such 70% of Bitcoin holders are not selling. So now you have a limited supply market. You have multiple ETFs coming out in January. I can see why people might be running to Bitcoin. And I will be impressed. I'll be impressed if it holds up. Call it what it is. Google, low of the day. QQQ, low of the day. You're welcome. We'll see. I mean, is today the day? It's like Groundhog's Day. I don't know. Is today the day? It's like, come on, you got to be kidding me. What the? Really? 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 Come on. Spy. Smell you later. That's not a pretty candle. But could it be this crap? God forbid, is it this crap? Oh, God. Or is it this crap and then chop? You don't know. But I would watch the 8 and 10 day because we have clearly tried to straddle it and hold on. Hold on. So, any questions, thoughts, concerns? Again, coin, I don't know. Again, I mean, where's Visa? I mean, that's one I thought was a clear, easy short. I forgot about that. I guess I don't have my trade platform. Again, I'm not trying to watch my stock or my accounts fluctuate. Like, this looks real genuine juicy. What can't walk the market back? Needs to be because inflation is terrible for the policy too. No, I'm pretty sure the market makers unload at the highs and always advertise how great everything is at the highs, and then at the lows, the world always ends, and it never does. So it's more of it's the talking points. It's the talking points that should trigger your spidey senses, as I tell folks. People who've been around know what I'm talking about. Like, you start hearing things that you're like, what the fuck are you, huh? Okay. Like, things just don't make sense. Yeah, I've seen where the charge write-offs are growing. Amex, yeah, I mean, people, it's hard out there for a pimp. And Jordan, I think you like this Visa trade too. I like the look of that a lot. I mean, could it get to 257? That's, I mean, 258. Like, that has to be your baseline. Like, all right, if that gets there, that's the all-in moment, in my opinion. I mean, has Pelosi dumped her Visa? I mean, look at this thing. Is this a monthly bull trap? I mean, this thing has just been, I mean, I don't know what the market cap is for this, but it's got to be exhaustingly disgusting. Let's just draw some fibs. Fun with fibs. Can't make this shit up. Yeah, yep, no, I agree. Drop of the trend if you connect the wicks, connect the dots, la la la. Oh, are you talking about, I mean, just pulling it down a little bit? Like that, I mean, or whatever. We don't need a ruler or a protractor. It's close. I mean, I like the trade. Recent wicks on the recent rise. Oh, okay, I had it right. No, you're good. You good. Yeah, the Polish Michel. Does anyone want to explain to him how at the highs the market makers are advertising how great everything is, and at the lows the market makers tell you how absolutely terrible the world is, and the market is, and gold is, and whatever is, and nobody should buy it, yet they're buying it, and at the highs they're selling to you. That's literally reminiscent of a stock operator 101 basics. Oh, basics? Did you say back to basics? Yes. We actually have that in the Discord room. Oh, reference articles. Oh, where is it? Where is it, Dan? Oh, you ask, you shall receive. 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, all of these. Uncle Tom and Anna Coulling. Yeah. Yeah. As merchant specialists will expect to sell at retail what they bought at wholesale. Yeah. The longer specialists remain in business, more likely they will accumulate to buy stock at wholesale, which they will want to sell at retail. Yeah. The expansion of communication media will bring more people into the market, tending to increase volatility of stock prices as they increase elements of supply and demand. Yeah. In order to exchange and sell huge quantities of stock, exchange members will seek new ways to enhance their sales techniques through the use of the mass media. There it is. Number 4. Every effing time. At the lows. In order to employ ever-increasing financial resources, specialists will have to affect price declines of ever-increasing dimension in order to shake out enough stock. The world's going to end, guys. The world's going to end at the lows. Yeah, they want more. Yeah, memorize this shit. Advances will be more dramatic on the upside to attract public interest in order to distribute the ever-increasing accumulated inventories. Oh my God, everything is awesome. We have to get this stock rising so much higher. People have to buy it. You got to buy it now. Sorry, I'm yelling, but. And the most active stocks will require longer periods of time to distribute. Can we literally paint the NVIDIA chart? Literally. Take every one of these fucking, rules. Everything is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Gotta shake it out. We gotta talk about how awesome it is. We gotta make the volatility pick up at the highs. We can't, no, you gotta buy. We gotta buy NVIDIA. You gotta buy it, homie. But who remembers down here? Oh, they're going out of business. They suck. Look at all this inventory. You don't want to buy. You don't want NVIDIA. No. No, NVIDIA, not the future. NVIDIA sucks. NVIDIA's awesome. It's going to 1,000. You gotta buy all you can. Don't miss the bus. Get my point? Zuko. Break this 450. Look out below. Look out below. I'm just curious. No. I mean, look at this. NVIDIA sucks. Accumulation. Ripper. Retest. NVIDIA sucks. Ripper. Let me know NVIDIA sucks again. You get my point here? Who remembers gold? Again, glad the market's flopping because I don't need to say anything. Shaking out. Remember, we talked about shaking out. Gold sucks. It's a pet rock. You don't want it. We got to shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, 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 shake. Remember this? Oh, it's done. Remember we said literally by this day? By this week? Remember October 20? No. Every headline out there, gold sucks. And it's like, man, this has been chopping really good. If we hold this level, woo, hello. First point, oh, gold sucks. Gold sucks. Gold's awesome. No. Gold sucks. Hey, gold's awesome. And now we've played out this game of chop. Gold's awesome. Gold's awesome. Well, who's up here with all this volume? It was me. That was me buying. That's not me selling. No, retail's buying up here. That's retail sell. Now, again, gold and dynamics, we're just talking about in hypothetical, but that's usually what happens. Again, if the baby goes out with the bathwater, like oil, all commodities, again, I'll be impressed if Bitcoin holds up because you have liquidation, margin calls, all sorts of fun things that go on in the market that are not rational, right? I mean, freaking... How many times did I say what's his name? Was it Paulson? No, who was the big hedge fund short that Chanos? Or was it who blew up? Who blew up their fucking 40-year short hedge fund 2 weeks ago? A week ago, whatever that was. Who was that? Don't we say usually big institutions and players blow up at extremes? See it in the oil market, see it in natural gas, seen it in gold, seen it so many times. Somebody blew up. His hedge fund went from $6 billion to like nothing. All short. And again, he probably wasn't the only one taking pain. That headline should ring in your ears. We're close. Because at the extremes, people blow up. Whales eat sharks. Who was that? Was it Chanos? Somebody's been a short forever. Blew up. Like, gave up. One of the most legendary investors of all time blows up. You take notice. Just like when Buffett starts buying and bailing people out, you take notice. He thinks we're close. Might not be the bottom, but he thinks we're close. Buffett ain't buying stocks. Is it? Thanks, Jordan, for the update. Oh, but it's not happening today, Dan. Well, it's not happening. Okay. We'll see. Yeah, a little above average volume selling. Again, this is why it's so hard. I mean, we talked about taking profits down here. We said, and if you reshorted, define your risk. If you stayed short the whole fucking time, what's wrong with you? What are you doing? That's not how you trade. Remember, short is not, you can't stay short forever. The market typically makes higher highs over time. Yeah, I see that. Yep, here, I'll pull it up. Check it out. Jordan's saying 10-minute bars are increasing over the 30-minute period. Average of volume. Yeah, I agree. They be growing. Does this make sense? Some days, again, it's almost like poetic justice that we're sitting here doing this. Now, again, people are like, oh, you can't all the day. And it's like, I don't know when this starts. I don't. I wish it was last week. Yep. Mm-hmm. And again, we talked about like, all right, at some point you got to take some profits. The more you're up, the more less you own. It's the same thing with shorting. Well, if I was bullish here, I'd be the absolute biggest dipshit dumbass, head up my ass thinking, well, we're going higher. After this huge move, even if it's just a pullback. Even if it's just a pullback. But here's the thing. The chop, this is the benefit of chop. When we do break the 20-day, we might not bounce back as much. Here's the benefit of chop, right? Chop, chop, chop. It just fucking went. Right? Choppy low, you might rally faster. But notice here, you drop real quick, you got to come back to the 20. Well, I guess that's not the best example. You drop real quick, you come back to the 20-day. Now, I guess maybe that's not enough chop. I mean, it has been the nature of the beast, but I personally think if this is very similar to 2008, 2009, COVID kind of stuff, this top is not going to be very bouncy at some point. It's just not by the nature of it. But because if this confirms double top, that's the ultimate retest. We not agree? The ultimate retest. Like zoom out. Pretend this is a 10-minute chart. You're going, oh yeah, baby. Maybe it bounces at some level, but is it going to be that big? I don't know. This is hard. And again, and this is the thing. What if the Fed throws unlimited liquidity at the market all of a sudden? Well, then your short has to be closed. Sorry. Oh, but the more you said going down. Yeah, we thought it was going down, but guess what? I can't control that. Can't control that. Any thoughts, questions, concerns? Oh, I wish it was always easy. Chanos. Yeah, it was Chanos. Dude, Chanos has been around forever. His hedge fund was legendary. I mean, he's literally written books about trading. He's one of like the godfathers. I wouldn't say, I don't know if you put him on Mount Rushmore of traders, but if he was the original short gangster, well, I guess maybe, I guess Livermore was, but of my generation, Chanos was the short gangster. Like very good at sniffing out shitty companies and shorting them. Very good at sniffing out fakeness. Fakeness. Get my point? So I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. We could be at the inflection point. Everyone... Fail. I hope it fucking nukes. Hope it's a double top. Hope Apple was a bull trap. Breakout, fake out. Hope Nvidia is a double top. Right? Hope QQQ is a lower high. We talked about the Magnificent Seven lagging. Last couple days. It's always a learning lesson. IWM, we talked about, holy shit, 187 trap. 187 on the IWM. How ironic. Maybe it bottoms at 66.666. Like the SPY did. 666, which is, again, Saturnus. Those Saturn worshippers. Bunch of goofballs. Satan's not your friend. Longwick. IWM has been lagging. Oh, God, someone's about to ask me, what do you mean Satan or Saturn worship? And it's like, oh, God, I don't want to tell you about what I know. Some weirdos out there. I'm seeing a lot of red. A lot of red. Learning experience. And this is where the market will be humbling. It made no sense. It made no sense. Like, things are getting worse, but the squeeze was on. Well, to convince people to keep squeezing, don't they have to sell how awesome everything is? I'm talking to you, Polish missile, right? I'm talking to myself too. Like, remember, yeah, Dan, yeah, you got to paint over negative stuff, right? Okay. It's hard, man. It's hard for a gangster. I wish it was always easy. But as my coaches always say, don't wish it was easier. Wish you were smarter. Jim Rome. Don't win. Jim Rome. You know the motivational. Jim Rome. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were smarter. Don't wish it was something. Wish you were better. It's not the Jim Rome from freaking sports talk. Plant the seed. Let it grow. Water it. Harvest. Reap what you sow. Again, I'm offering, my buddy's doing, the reason why I call him a buddy, because he's made me realize so many stupid things that I've been, again, I don't know why people don't invest in their own personal coach. Now, again, I can imagine why most don't, because they hear the horror stories. Therapists are absolutely fucking terrible. I've never met a good therapist. Now that I've been to tons of them over the years. I'm sorry. Coaches give you advice to do things. Therapists let you talk and let you figure it out. I don't need you to help me talk it out. I need you to coach me. Just like you want me to coach. You don't want me to say, well, hey, Eric, I know you're struggling with trading. Tell me why. Oh, it seems like it's your issue with your mother. Oh. No, how do I trade, bitch? That's what you want. Excuse my language. That's what life coaching is about. Really good ones, at least. The best. The good ones. They're not sitting there to try to swindle you into let's sign up for 38 sessions and a year from now you'll be different. No. Every time I talk to my coaches, they challenge the shit out of me. Why? Because again, we strive for comfort. We strive for safety and security. Well, guess what? Your future growth is not in safety and security. It's into the unknowns where fears lie. The great fears. It's where all your success lies, actually. Unless you're a billionaire, so we'll then teach the course. But I don't think anyone here is. Has anyone actually arrived? If you have, congrats. But I would think that nobody here has. And I'm not going to say I have. I've got big goals. I've got huge goals. So why would I pretend that I can't be coached? Oh, I don't need a coach. I've got things figured out. You do you now? Again, I'm just talking hypothetical. No one specifically. Do you? You got it all figured out, huh? Okay. You sure? Because I'm pretty... Is it crazy to think that you might have issues holding you back from being the best version of yourself? Is that crazy? You're crazy, Dan. Am I? I mean, I had to acknowledge my own. Oh, no, but I live a pretty good life. I like to go out and drink, and, I've my marriage is mediocre, but, I have my kids, and some of them are screw-ups, but that's okay, and, no. You get one life. As we get older, us older folks in the chat, you realize time is precious. I will gladly pay someone to help me see my own faults. I started realizing that this year. I'm like, man, it's even better. Even better. Imagine knowing how to charge your battery, not get vampired by other people, how to see things clearly. Don't do this all or nothing thinking. Stop being the judge of everybody in your life and actually seeing people as they are. Because again, we sit around judging things because it's in our nature. You're like, oh, I'm not judging. And it's like, no. It's for survival by nature. You judge everything. You have an archetype that judges everything. If you didn't, you wouldn't survive. You'd be the idiot running through the jungle naked. No, you have to judge perception of things. Yeah, change is hard. I'm all about it. 2024 is going to be absolutely a banger. Because I already know I'm like investing in it mentally. Trading's just going to be a gift. It's always a gift. If it was always easy, that would be awesome too. But I'm pretty sure we're about to have a drop into the first quarter because everyone's anticipating a recession next year. So the market's going to price in a drop. We probably chop around like it looked like in 1973 as the Feds cut rates. But then what happens after the Feds start cutting rates? Pow. Or they cut rates and the market like peaks out near term. But then the next leg happens when? When the market realizes that they need to cut a ton more. And people go, oh, bogey. And then all of a sudden we start trying to borrow more money and maybe we don't get the lower interest rates unless the market does what? Capital runs from stocks to bonds. And that move can be rather vicious. Or it can't, maybe. Maybe it's the dollar gets slammed and money runs into commodities. I mean, that's my best case scenario. Man, this is going on 50 minutes. Is that we see this. Bonds are about to do what they do. Dollar rises, whatever. The Feds go cut rates. Commodities bottom. That in that time frame. You sell puts. You buy calls in commodities. It rises. It kind of gets choppy a couple months later. The market as a whole makes another like attempt to like either take out new lows or it takes out new lows. Commodities still hold up. Certain ones hold up way better. And again, the commodity bull market ensues from there going forward. Because they're going to start stimulating to try to create global growth. And as much as I'd like to say that you need chips, there's going to be too many chips. And there's just not going to be enough. Oil, steel, lithium, aluminum, copper. Because we haven't invested in it. I mean, I saw another mine, like 1% of the global silver output. I think it was a mine in... Get your geography right. Somewhere in Central America. Closed. It has 1% of the silver supply. Okay. Well, that can't be good. We'll see. All right, we're getting some lows of the day. Where are we at? Let me just... DS close. SPY close. Does this make sense, though? Again, I mean, I know change is hard, but if you have questions... I posted the link to my boy. I mean, again, he's a great coach. Try to get in. He'll do an hour free because he wants to do a favor to get to know people. He's not some scammer. He's going to be like, jump in and you got to pay. No. Are you a good fit for him and you a fit and him a good fit for you? That's authentic as fuck. I realized it about him. Like, yeah, he's not taking on everybody. I don't know, man. I'm pushing him because he's helped me a lot, clearly. I would never recommend something I don't use myself, and if I love it, I will push it. It's like Goldman's Marcus account. Love it. Interactive brokers, no doubt. They're not going belly up. Schwab, scary. It's kind of all I really push. Now, my formula might not fit your formula, but the point being is like, if you really want to invest in being better, don't fucking hesitate. You only live once. If you get a free session and you don't like it, well, guess what? Fine. But if you think there's nothing wrong with you and you can't peak, maximize out, oh my God, what the fuck? That's like the biggest joke to me. Is like I started realizing this. Like how was I, like not aware of this years ago? You're only as good as the people around you and the tools you have to service you. If you don't have tools to manage emotions, grow, go work out, I mean, your body is a tool. I mean, all these things. Like it's just, man. Do you think you can peak out? Like pretend you're a sports athlete, but here the problem is, and this isn't a sport. This is brain. Is your brain living at its full potential? And if you say yes, I hope you are making enough money and can live in an island right now. So if you are, cool. I'm not. I'm trying to be better. Oh, but you're trying to like build your Discord to make. I'm like, dude, I don't make money in the Discord room. I appreciate the donations, but no. I've thought about it. I'm like, no, I don't care. Again, the better that I become, the better trader, the more I can help. People want to donate, cool. But my goal is to give back. I've always been a servant. If you go look at my PQ, positive intelligence test. You can see my, here we go. This is the better version, but it was all in the 9s. I'm a hyperachiever, stickler, not really avoider at times. But hyperachiever was 9.8 when I started this. I'm willing to, like hyperachiever, burn yourself as hard as you can. After more coaching and realizing, like, man, I'm kind of burning myself out here. It had nothing to do with the market. It's just like giving, trying to achieve. You become an all or nothing mindset, and that's the problem. You avoid things. Stickler, you want it your way. Avoider, just avoiding. Pleaser, again, people pleasing. Restless by nature, just can't sit still. Controller, trying to control it. Hyper rational, hyper vigilant, all what it means. So if you have a question about this PQ test, I can send it to you. It's pretty fun. Learn a little bit about yourself, because your saboteurs are a real thing. They are an absolute real thing, because they're archetypes that are in your brain, essentially, to function. Like, you survived because you were, think about maybe as a child, you were a hyperachiever because your parents basically wanted you to achieve, and they rewarded you for always doing well, but then punished when you were bad. So guess what? Maxing out is your conditioning. Say you're avoidant. Well, maybe as a child you didn't like conversations with your parents because they always attacked you, so you avoid. Say you're a controller. Well, what does that come? Again, it's all it's all deep stuff that I enjoy thoroughly. The more I learn about it, the more I'm like maxing out my potential. Get it? Got it? Good, because I got big plans for 2024. Again, if you ever have any real estate questions, if you're in the Discord room, I don't take it personal if you do something without me, but I will be saddened when I hear about it and you tell me and you go, well, we didn't not use you, but we didn't ask for help and something happened. I'm like, damn. Warning you guys, the real estate agents out there, unless you got a great one, you got a great one, you know it. But if it's your uncle, just your aunt, it's your friend who posts on Facebook, be careful. It's like, would you go to a mediocre doctor if you had a important medical need? No. If you needed the best legal advice, do you go to freaking Better Call Saul? Maybe you do call Saul. No. Don't do it. Your house is the most important asset in your life. Why would you use somebody who's not experienced? I mean, the price is a difference of using a good agent. It's basically the same. And if you're smart, I can help you negotiate how to actually pay a smaller commission. It's not rocket science. Hey, the agent down the street said he charged 6%. Would you do 5.4? Yeah, sure. Done. Oh, you know enough about negotiating the actual commission? Yeah. Yeah. Again, these are all little things. Like, real estate has like 280 different transactions and points of communication, or needs to be reported, or it wouldn't have reported, but action items. Well, imagine that's almost 280 negotiations potentially. Not all of them turn into negotiations, but there are pain points within the process. Maybe you run into something with an inspection. Well, if you're the only buyer, I'm smiling thinking about that, because your seller might be like, well, I don't want to fix that. And you go, oh, you think you're going to find another buyer? Okay. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk, but I think we're probably going to have to cancel a transaction. Unless, if you don't mind, again, you have to sound deferent, you don't want to fight, would you guys fix the hot water heater? And in your mind, you're like, yeah, that's a must. But you don't make it seem like that. They go, oh, we'll think about it. And so they come back to you and go, oh, we'll fix it. And you're like, yeah, it's from 1980. It's really important that you replace it. If you don't want to, that's fine. We're going to go look at some other houses. Now, another side of the agent might be like, oh, tell them to walk. But do you think the seller really wants you to walk? Their house has been on the market 70 days. You're the only buyer on the hook. What if they have to go another 70 days and they have to pay 2.5 mortgage payments and that costs them another 10 grand? Just placing the hot water heater for $2,000 seemed like a big deal then. No, you got to know the psychology. You got to know this shit. Some agents are way too fucking lazy to do any of this. The negotiation is how you make money. Do better. Oh, you have to sell your house. Okay, well now what do we do? Do we put it at the highest price possible and hope someone comes in and buys it? Nope. No. No buyers means you get crushed. Again, the market is not what people think. The market is what someone's willing to pay at any point. It's like the stock market. Just because Nvidia was at 500, now it's at 400. Well, what if people don't want to buy it until 350? Well, say you listed your house and you think it's worth $1 million. It's only worth whatever someone's willing to pay today. So don't get in your head. This is where people get all like, well, it sold for $1 million like last year. Are you living? Are you buried under, so you got your head in the sand? No, Dan. But it sold. One sold for $1 million. Yeah, where's that buyer? Oh, he already bought that house. Well, again, here you go. If you have a good agent, you call all of the current listings and you go, how many buyers have you guys run into? How are your numbers? How many showings are you doing? Oh, at that price point, you're not getting any showings. Okay, thanks. Click. Hey, they listed the house at $950. We're going in at $900. $900? Yeah, do you want to sell your house or do you not want to sell your house? Because the guy's at $950 has been on the market for 70 days, and he's only getting lowball offers. Do you want 3 or 4 buyers to come in and potentially bid it up to $950? Oh, I didn't think of it like that. Yeah, exactly. But if you just list it at $950, now you have no buyers, and that buyer comes in and does what we just said. They start nickel and diming the shit out of you. Hey, why don't you pay our closing costs? Hey, why don't you fix the roof? Hey, how about you fix the driveway? It's all busted up. No, you want 3 or 4 buyers. Does this make sense? Because now they're all competing. You go, well, if you don't stick in, we're going to call Bob. He made an offer at the same price. We went with you. We thought you would be easy to work with. We don't want to fix any of this stuff. It's as is. Okay, we'll take the house. Do you see how there's a lot of thoughts, a lot of things going on in this? It's not as simple as, just make an offer, buy a house. No. What if you negotiate and say, well, listen, you don't fix that, but you pay our closing costs to get our interest rate, to get our closing costs down. They're like, done. I mean, there's all sorts of things. There's a million things here. And if someone who's an agent can feel free to leave a comment below and talk junk. Again, everyone has different ideas on this. But when it's a buyer's market, man, oh my God. You don't know what the real price is. I mean, if you're the only buyer and it is the middle of December and nobody wants to move because all their kids are in school and someone loses their job, I hate to feel bad. I mean, I feel bad for raking over the coals, but man, they bought the house for $100,000. It's now worth $5,000. And you're like, I'll pay $350 for it. And they're like, ugh, fine. You do it. Boom. What's worth $4,000? You got $50,000 in equity. Refinance. Boom. Pull out $50,000. You're good. Seen that crap during these times. You just made $50,000. Put it in your pocket for buying a house. Oh, but the rates are high. Okay. Well, yeah, the rates are high, but historically they're not too crazy. But do you believe in inflation long term? I do. Well, then house prices, I mean, if you're going to, what time is it? Last 10 minutes. Something just gave. Yeah, I guess I am going to talk for the last 10 minutes. I hope this helps. Again, I'm not trying to convince anyone that I know everything. I'm just trying to done a lot of stuff. And if I can help out and put you into contact with a good agent, you're going to, you're going to save money and you're going to make more money. That was pretty nuts. Look at the 10-minute. Banff, I appreciate you saying you'll contact me. Again, even if you don't even involved in the deal. Because again, the way that I'm involved, I find you an agent, I get a referral. It's no different than you click on Zillow, Redfin, any of these online portals. They farm out an agent. They pick one agent who's willing to pay them thousands of dollars to be first person you call when you click on Zillow. and then they take 30%. Well, I don't take 30. I would take, again, it's of the seller's commission. It's not out of your, or out of the buyer's commission. It's not out of like anything out of the ordinary. It's literally if the commission was 3%, I would get a quarter of it versus all going to one person. Well, now you get two people and the agent doesn't care because a deal is better than no deal. It's like $1 is better than zero. And now you have two agents. And this is what I love doing is, hey, Dan, what do you think? You know what? Let's talk about strategy here. How can I help? Well, they know the market. I know how to negotiate. Put those things together. You don't lose. Knock on wood. Because most of real estate is a negotiation. You're getting negotiated when the agent comes in and goes, will you be paying, will you take a 7%, will you pay 7% to sell your house? Nope. Well, I know the market's soft and real estate agents are struggling. What about 5%? Oh, they're like, no. And you go, well, 5 is better than nothing, right? And you say it nicely. It's really important that we do 5 because it fits our budget and we'd like to net this. Oh, they say, okay. Yeah. You got to love the fair word. I've talked about this word, fair. What's fair? Fair is a manipulation tactic. Do you guys realize that? The word fair is used to manipulate you. If you're talking to someone like in a negotiation, what's fair? Fair is your definition. And that's why I always ask me, like, when someone asks, like, that's fair price. I go, well, can you, and I say it always, well, can you explain to me what makes it fair? And 9 times out of 10, they can't. It's all an emotion. Well, I think this is the right price. Okay, it's the right price based on what? Come on, grow, candle, grow. Oh, your interpretation of the situation. Got it. I respect your interpretation, but my clients and I think differently. And here's why. So how do we find a fair compromise? And that's where you just get people right back. Because being able to disagree with somebody is crucial. And this is where, if you guys see in my personality, I am not a victim. I have no fear. Just a quick note. Recently, every down day has been bought at the end of the day. But today, Eric, with the note of the day. You're right. It has. Let's look at this. Spiky. Whew. What was that? Like, where was that? Gap down? No. You closing of the futures market. Yeah, seems to be holding up. Yeah, where's the V rally? Yeah, that candle was rather. Did you see that candle, Jordan? That green one? I was like, whoa. It basically triggered a bunch of like alerts. And I was like, what the fuck? Again, I'm not trying to harp on and brag about real estate. Like, it's just experience, man. Real estate is like, to me, so much easier than trading because the variables are always the same. Trading, there's 20 different ways to, skin the cat. Lots of red on my tech radar. Let's look at the radar. Oh. Let's see the XLF. Just curious. Okay, I had that same bar. I mean, did somebody trigger their short close and then it got like just pounded right back? Like someone got, like, does this make sense? Like someone got squeezed and they used that liquidity to liquidate into. Hello, Moto. Man, NVIDIA, what are you doing? You're the future, guy. You can't fall. You can't big red us. Big red. Do you guys enjoy the real estate rants? Because hopefully when you're ready to do it, maybe you don't even think twice. You're like, yeah, Dan's my guy. Even if I don't use him involved in the process, at least he gave me some things to think about. Again, I need to get back into this. I'm going to be looking at more creative financing, wraparound mortgages, and sub 2 loans, because there's going to be ways to absorb ways of buying property of distressed assets at significant discounts with creative financing. Yeah. NVIDIA. Man, remember I said this morning, I was like, oh, if it gets up there, I'll buy it. Oops. Dan brought a ruler to trading, and he lost. Or shorted, not buy it. Oh, if it just hits the 20-day, I'll short it. Oh, now watch. It's going to fucking tank. That's all right. It's all right. I bought some NVDS. Not a ton of it. In the low 30s. Darn it. Any thoughts, questions, concerns as we go into the close? We got 3 minutes. Yeah, if this thing starts being... I'm out of here. Yeah, exactly. I got a little... I mean, I got Soxus, NVDS. I got my back to roster. I mean, I've been selling calls on. I've been playing around with it, trading in and out of it. The only one I really didn't do much on was DRIP, because it didn't really show me anything. Like, the XOP would just never looked healthy to me. Like, when it couldn't get back over the trend line, and then it just kept hitting the 20, and I was like, I think this thing is toast. Because you already had the double top. Like, pretend this is NVIDIA, right? And NVIDIA is like, I don't know, right here maybe? Let's see if they line up at all. Just curious. It's all repeating formations, right? Yeah, like the double top, and here's that bounce. I was hoping the 20-day. And again, here's me being subject to the market doing whatever it needs to do. Oops. Oh, well. Just curious if there's any news as we go into the close. No. What's the bond market doing? Gold getting sold. Just curious if Bitcoin, if Bitcoin just doesn't drop. I'll call impressed. Okay, that little red. Yeah, it's a little red candle. Added Qualcomm short this morning. Nice. Let's look at the QCOM. Where are you? You know what that means. You know what that means. Again, if it rallies back some tomorrow, someone's gonna be like, see, it didn't dump, and then it was like a day later. Maybe they're waiting for the buyback blackout to end. Buyout blackout starts Friday. Get out ahead of it. Remember, we showed you on the Twitters. The buybacks was that insane. Imagine having a company initiate the most amount of buybacks now. It's got to be for C-suite guys to unload into. I mean, it's just like, is it criminal or is it criminal? Does that sound criminal? Smooth criminal. Dun 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 dun. Hey! Dun 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 dun. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? You've been hit by a smooth criminal. I was told Amazon was going to the moon. Okay, let's see. Moonshot. Oh, but Google. Pretty sure even Soros sold that sucker on the bounce. Oh, don't short, man. Okay. All right, well, just find your risk. I like that candle. I'm loving Bank of America's setup. Like, that thing looks Thor's hammer. Goldman Sachs. Pop, flop, drop. Multi-day range. Once it fails, 340. See ya later. Please be tomorrow. Would be nice. That would be nice. So, all right. I'm going to wrap it up. Any questions, thoughts, concerns? Appreciate the love, support. Again, donations if you want. Again, I always say that because, again, if you appreciate the education, you're making money, cool. If you're not, whatever. It's appreciated because I check on people who do. And then, again, I tell people, like, reach out. Stop, drop, and roll. No, like, if you got questions, holler at your boy. I'm not perfect. Trying to be better. Always. But here's the thing about trading. If you're doing it on your own, be careful, because it's a fucking mind trap. Gonna end it there. Excuse my language. Oops. Love you guys. Have a great night. See you in the, basically gonna roll into a daily market review. All right. Anyway, talk to you later. Have a good one. Peace out.